ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ सहस्राणि सहस्रशः सहस्रशो सहस्रश इति सहस्रशः ये रुद्राः रुद्रा अधिभूम्या भूम्यामिति भूम्या तेषागुं सहस्रयोजने सहस्रयोजने वा सहस्रयोजन इति सहस्रयोजने अवधन्वानि धन्वानि तन्मसि तन्मसीति तन्मसि अस्मिन् महति महत्यर्णवे अर्णवे एन्तरिक्षे अन्तरिक्षे भवा अधीम् अधीत्यधि नीलग्रीवाशितिकण्ठाः नीलग्रीवा इति नीलग्रीवाः शितिकण्ठा शर्वाः शितिकण्ठा इति शितिकण्ठा शर्वा अधः अधः क्षमाचराः क्षमाचरा इति क्षमाचरा इति क्षमाचराहं नीलग्रीवाशितिकण्ठाः नीलग्रीवा इति नीलग्रीवाः शितिकण्ठा दिवं शितिकण्ठा इति शितिकण्ठाः दिवगुं रुद्राः रुद्रा उपश्रिताः उपश्रिता इत्युपश्रिताः ये वृक्षेषु वृक्षेषु सस्पिञ्जराः सस्पिञ्जरा नीलग्रीवाः नीलग्रीवा विलोहिताः नीलग्रीवा इति नीलग्रीवाः विलोहिता इति विलोहिताः ये भूतानामधिपतयः अधिपतयो विशिखासः अधिपतय इत्यधिपतयः विशिखासः कपर्दिनः विशिखास इति विशिखासः कपर्दिन इति कपर्दिनः ये अन्नेषु अन्नेषु विविध्यन्ते विविध्यन्ति पात्रेषु विविध्यन्तीति विविध्यन्ति पात्रेषु पिबतः पिबतो जनान् जनानिति जनान् ये पथां पथिरक्षयः पथिरक्षय ऐलभृदाः पथिरक्षय इति पथिरक्षयः ऐलभृदाय व्यूधः यव्यूध इति यव्यूधः तीर्थानि तीर्थानि प्रचरन्ति प्रचरन्ति स्रकावन्तः प्रचरन्तीति प्रचरन्ति स्रकावन्तो निषङ्गिणः स्रकावन्त इति स्रकावन्तः निषङ्गिण इति निसङ्गिनः य एतावन्तः एतावन्तश्च भूयागुंसः भूयागुंसश्च दिशः दिशो रुद्राः रुद्रावितस्थिरे वितस्थिर इति वितस्थिरे तेषागुंसहस्रयोजने सहस्रयोजने वा सहस्रयोजन इति योजने अवधन्वानि धन्वानि तन्मसि तन्मसीति तन्मसि नमो रुद्रेभ्यः रुद्रेभ्यो ये पृथिव्यां पृथिव्याय ये एन्तरिक्षे अन्तरिक्षे ये दिवि दिवि एषाम् I went on with the rest of it. Om Sri Sai Ram. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hari Om, Shalom, Sai Ram, Namaste. We're almost finished the 11th Rudra Kramam, and we finished 10 ruks in this Anuvakam last week. And then we come to this beautiful very last ruk in Namakam 11th Anuvakam. Namo Rudrebhyaha. Salutations to the Rudras. And these Rudras in this Anuvakam, we have already connected to these Rudras. And these Rudras that are present in 3 planes. The first plane being Pruthivi, second one is Antariksha, third one is the Divi. Pruthivi, the Antariksha, Divi, Bhuh, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. Earth, atmosphere and sky. Earth provides sustenance as food. Antariksha, atmosphere, provides life force. Sky delivers rain from the clouds. In the Sandhya Vandana mantram that we were teaching, I don't know how many of you are part of that, because everything is interconnected, and the interconnection is what the most important thing. The food on the earth, the life force in the atmosphere, and the rain from up above, Rudram is invoked primarily for the purpose of the existence of all the beings in all the three planes, who exists up above in the sky, who exists in the antariksha, in the atmosphere, who exists on the earth. All these three levels is what we have gone through in detail in the previous 10 Anuvakas. So you should do the homework. Who are the Rudras that are present on the earthly plane? Described in this Anuvaka, the last 10 Ruks. And now this brings together the finale, the quote-unquote grand finale, brings together all these three aspects into one Ruk. It's actually 3 Ruks. When we do the Homam, it is 3 Ruks. But when you do the Homam also, that Teshagam Sahasra Yojane Avadhanvani Tanvasi becomes a refrain. For every single line Ruk that was there, that's the refrain. And then Rudrebhyaha, the Rudras that are present on the earth, in the atmosphere and the heaven. And then what is said here, for them, Ishavaha Tebhyaha. Ishavaha means arrows, colloquially. Ishavaha means, what does Ishava mean?
Arrows.
That's what I just
Thoughts.
said. Thoughts. Tebhyaha, for all of them. Tebhyaha Ishavaha. And for all these Rudras, whose weapons is the translation given, but actually it means whose thoughts. What are their thoughts? You understand what these mantras are really incredible. Their thoughts are always to do service on earth with food, to do service in the atmosphere by providing life force, and to bring rain from up above. If you are a Rudra and you are chanting Rudram, your entire aspect of chanting this Rudram is to serve, to serve. How do you serve? Every time you chant Rudram, you are praying, please let my thoughts bring food on earth, bring life in the atmosphere, and bring rain from up above. And when you do this, what you're doing is, you're doing 3 things. You're doing the complete yajna. A yajna is not complete if all these 3 things did not happen. If all these things happen, then it's a complete yajna. Complete yajna. Because everyone present in that place have invoked. How did you invoke life force in the atmosphere. What is life force in the atmosphere? Life force in the atmosphere is the air, the breath that you are breathing in. Are you bringing in this breath that is so energized and sanctified, so that that breath that is consumed by everyone serves them with a life force? So therefore, when you are present in this yajna, when you are chanting these mantras and you are offering the oblations into the fire, the air is purified. The air is purified, and that purity of air, and when you are chanting with full presence, and when you are releasing this water vapor that is through your breath, if you just put a mask around you and chant Rudram with full gusto, then you will see that the entire mask will get wet, because that much of humidity, water vapor, you are releasing into the atmosphere. So you are releasing vibrations that are purifying every air particle. You are releasing water vapor that is filling this place. In science, they call it atmospheric rain now. Go Google search on what is atmospheric rain. But that what they do as science experiments is releasing silver iodide or some particles that will gather the humidity and then shower the rain. It's an artificial rain. This is a artificial rain. What you are actually doing through chanting this is that you are energizing every particle, and that particles will condense at that place and it will shower rain. And if it did not rain, know that the only thing that has happened is that the chanters have not 100% put their sadhana going into the yajna, and the people that are coming there to do this only come to put a check mark in their bucket list and not really do for service. So salutations, prostrations to these Rudras that are present in earth, that are present in the atmosphere, that are present in the sky, and to the thoughts of these Rudras. And these thoughts are only about giving food on earth and the life force in the atmosphere, and to bring the rain from up above. We offer our prostration salutations to these with folded hands, to all these Rudras with these folded hands, and all the 10 fingers coming together, joined in submission in the direction of east, 10 in the direction of east, 10 pointing to the south, 10 pointing to the west, 10 pointing to the north, 10 pointing upward, 10 prostration to them, 5 directions, prostrations to all of them. Dasha prachi, dasha dakshina, dasha pretichi, dashodichi, dasha urdhva, dasha urdhva. Tebhyah namaha, tenaha mrudayantu, teyam dvishmaha yaha cha naha dveshti tam vaha jambhe dadhami. You never thought there are so many words in that. What we are saying is, I am doing this. Te naha mrudayantu. Let them be happy towards us. Te naha mrudayantu. Te yam dvishmaha. Whatever we have as a hate, whatever we have, hate means what? Some people are dveshti, dvishma, and in Sahana Bhavatu prayer we say, Ma vidvishavahi, there's dvisha. The English meaning is misplaced because the only closest word to that is hate. What is hate? Have you ever thought about these words? What is hate? What is a hurt? Huh? You see nowadays the kids, when they don't like something, how simply they use that word. I hate you. I hate you, they say. You are hurting me. I hate you. Wow. With what passion they say that word. And have you ever asked a kid, not even a young one, but a 12-year-old, a teenager, hey, let's talk about what is this hate that you say? What is this? I hate you, Dad. I hate you, Mom. Have you yourself asked the question, what does that word hate mean? So in this mantra, I am using the word hate, but it is a dvishma, dveshti, dvishmaha, dveshti, dvishma, dvishmaha. What you are hearing in the word dvishmaha, dveshti? You are hearing duality, dvi. Ishti means that which you desire. Shmaha means that which you are present to. If you are present to duality, it is dvishma. If your thought is filled with separation, it is called dveshti. That is what it is. Hate is separating yourself from something. That is what is hate. Love is uniting with something. Hate is separating from something. The moment you say, I am separate. So in this mantra, whomsoever we hate and whoever hate us, putting all that which separates us, we will put in this mouth of yours. Tam vaha jambhe dadhami. That is the literal meaning. You understood? I took 15 minutes to explain this. But it's the real, this is the juice of the entire Rudram is here. Entire Rudram summarized. That's why it's 11.11. It's 11.11 mantra. So what are we talking about here? Primarily we are talking about service. And primarily we are talking about all thoughts focused towards service. And in not only you doing service, to all the thoughts that are present in all directions, we are saying Namaha, all those. I salute to every Rudra and every thought of a Rudra in order to perform this service as food on earth, life in atmosphere, and rain from up above. And in doing so, we render everyone happy. With service, we make everyone happy. And in doing this service, whatever separates us from each other, what is it that is separating each other to serve? caste, creed, religion, gender, country, color, all this stupidity that separates every one of us. Black, white, yellow, brown, all this stupidity that separates us. Indian, European, Japanese, American, all this stupidity that separates us. Sai devotee, not a Sai devotee, Hindu, Muslim, Christian. You look at everything that separates you from everything. Just pay attention. How many ways you separate from another person? How many ways? And then between all of those things, what you like, what you don't like, that separates you, just write a list. No, I'm not even kidding. Just write a list. Sit down and write a list. What separates me from everything else? This devotee, that devotee, my God. And this bigotry and this separatedness has so much creep into our minds that we begin to believe that it is true. So if the same stupidity is practiced over and over and over again, that stupidity turns into reality. I am describing this because now what you have to do with all this stupidity? What do you do with all this stupidity? You have this stupidity, no? What do you do with all this stupidity? Ignorance. I'm calling stupidity ignorance. And in spirituality, there is another beautiful word for it. It's called unconsciousness. Unconsciousness. Unconsciousness at individual level. And if the same unconsciousness pervades in the same family, the whole family is unconscious. And then if the same number of families come together and become friends on WhatsApp and become a WhatsApp group or a Instagram group, whatever, there is an unconscious WhatsApp group, unconscious Facebook. Arey, brothers and sisters, you're smiling and laughing, but this is the real thing that's happening in our society, which is so unfortunate. And that unconscious groups in WhatsApp join together to form a WhatsApp community. All these groups coming together. Then there is an unconscious WhatsApp community. And this unconscious WhatsApp community with thousands of people will propagate news, will propagate separatedness, will propagate in news channels, and therefore it becomes an unconsciousness that is unbelievable. And that unconsciousness, that people, those people, they begin to believe this is the truth. They will start all kinds of conspiracy theories, and they begin to propagate these conspiracy theories. Oh, you think you are living in some other world now? Huh? You're all thinking you're living in some other world. This cannot be true. This must be happening in a separate world. What is he talking about? I don't have any idea what he's talking about. No, this cannot be true. Really? Are there people like that live like this? That propagate conspiracy theories and come together and believe the same stupidity so that it becomes reality? What do I do with all this unconsciousness? At individual level, to the community level, to the country level, and to countries level. What do I do with this unconsciousness, God? How do I escape from this unconsciousness? You will go through hell, I'm telling you. If you have a spiritual awareness and the people around you are completely isolated from the spiritual awareness, to live in that place is hell. What do you do with that? What's the practical solution? That unconsciousness or negative energy or darkness, whatever you may want to call it, that level of unconsciousness, when it cannot be handled by the humanity, that is what is called halahal. Halahal, as you see in pictures, is not taking some vessel and drinking some black liquid. Hello. Black liquid. One guy is what? He's a crazy guy. And the mother drinking from the cup. Garja, garja. Mudha. Yesterday we chanted that mother's words. Arunalochana. Kopad Arunalochana. The resolve in that beautiful avatar shows up as this beautiful red lit ice. And then she'll take a cup and she's Madhuyavat pibamyaham, she says. I'm drinking all this. That is what is symbolic significance of that. And then what she gets into, or what he gets into, is associated with what is called dharma samrakshana. Offer it, drinking, offer it. Jambhe dadhani. Tam vaha jambhe dadhani. Okay. Chandrasekhara, chant the Samhita part of this 11th mantra.
Om Namo Rudrebhyo ye prithvyang ye antarikshe ye divi ye shamanau vato varshamishavaste दश प्राचीर्दश दक्षिणा दश प्रतीचीर्दशोदीचीर्दशोर्ध्वास्तेभ्यो नमस्ते नो मृडयन्तु ते यन्द्विष्मो यश्च नो द्वेष्टितं वो जम्भे दधामि.
Very good. So we went through the Padapatha, all the words. I hope this is clear. I will repeat. So now you listen keenly. What are the words that are padas, that are in this? Namaha Rudrebhyaha. Can you please show the screen so they will look at the words?
Namaha. Sairam, can you enable sharing?
Yes, I'm totally consumed by this Devi Mahatyam thing, and it is impossible to sleep chanting all those shlokas. Sleep becomes a byproduct for the body. Yes, now point out. Namaha Rudrebhyaha. Pruthivyam. Antarikshe. Divi. Sham. Annam. Vataha. Varsham. Ishavaha. Tebhyaha. Dasha. Prachih. Dasha. Dakshina. Dasha. Pratichih. Dasha. Udicih. Dasha. Urdhva. Tebhyaha. Namaha. Te. Naha. Mrudayantu. Te. Yam. Dvishmaha. Yaha. Cha. Naha. Dveshti. Tam. Vaha. Jambhe. Dadhami. Very good. It's a very beautiful mantra. Of course, every mantra is very beautiful, and the beauty comes only if you are able to look at it. Now you see, just going through this mantra, now when you chant the Samhita Patha, what happens is, automatically, whether you know the meaning or not, whether you remember the meaning or not, what is the point of doing 11 times chanting? every time you chant, you do this as a spiritual exercise, where you say, this time I am chanting, I'm going to focus on, I'm going to focus on the mantras associated with this anuvaka. Maybe first time you chant, you count, you start counting how many mantras or how many ruks or yajus are there in each anuvaka. See, tie up the mind in various ways. Tie it up. So much tied up. Yesterday I was, I ran into some file, I was looking for something. For one of the global Akhand bhajans, the bhajans we sang were related to each of the ruk in Rudram first Anuvakam. That's the level of craziness. One of the global Akhand bhajans, what Sacramento Sai Center offered was giving the translation of each of the ruk in first Anuvakam and singing two bhajans, one male, one female, related to the meaning of that. How beautiful that is. That's the level of craziness. That means you sing a bhajan, Rudram is there. You speak, you walk, you talk, you do anything. Rudram is continuously running. Not the 11 times and counting, oh, which Anuvakam are we in? When are we going to get done? Looking at the watch. That is called chanting Rudram without any attention. Paying complete attention to something is called love. When you pay complete attention to something, you are in love with that. That doesn't mean ignore the wife and then get into trouble. Okay, so let me be very clear. Now, a lot of the women listening to this, oh my God, this is a dangerous statement. What will happen to my husband Chandrasekhar Ganeshan, who is doing day and night this only? What will happen to him? Don't worry about this. Okay, let's get back. Okay, now I don't want you to get dried up with this, this whatever you call it, spirituality or philosophy. It's fun. It's really fun. That intensity is a lot of fun. Namaha. Okay, let's go through. Oh, okay. Srividya, you can chant, ma. Namo Rudrebhyah Rudrebhyo em.
Om Namo Rudrebhyah Rudrebhyo ye Namo Rudrebhyah Rudrebhyo ye
Ye Prithvivyam Prithvivyanye.
Ye Prithvivyam Prithvivyanye.
Okay, now there Prithvivyanye. So you have to ya. That ya has to come out like a half of ya, half of So that rule applies for ya, la, va. If anuswaram is followed by a word with ya, la, va, you pronounce half of the bindu, half of ya, half of bindu, half of la, half of bindu, and half of va. So therefore, when you say Vishwau, Vishnu, Vishwau, it's not Vishwau. Some people are saying Vishwau, it's not Vishwau, it's Vishwau. You hear the sound, wow. So u, and then here Prithvivyanye.
Prithvivyanye Prithvivyanye
Ye entarikshe.
Ye entarikshe Ye entarikshe.
So that antarikshe, there is a that is dirghaswaritam with an avagraha followed by the ta. What happens is, first of all, you have to hold the ta so that the a is heard, and that ta is udattam. So, ye entarikshe. So, yes, it so that is shadjamam there. So it cannot be anudattam. It has to be in shadjamam, but holding that ta, so that it will become an avagraha sound. Ye entarikshe.
Entarikshe.
Antarikshe ye.
Antarikshe ye. Antarikshe ye.
Divi esham.
Ye divi, divi yesham. Ye divi, divi yesham.
Eshamannam annavataha.
Yeshamannam annavataha. Yeshamannam annavataha.
Vato varsham.
Vato varsham. Vato varsham.
Good. But r should be varsham, not varsham. Varsham r is a halantam r there. There is a specific rule for all of those things. They are all about sound and vibration. So varshabishabha.
Varshamishavah. Varshamishavah.
Ishavastebhyagha tebhyo dasha.
Ishavastebhyah tebhyo dasha.
Tebhyo dasha.
Tebhyo dasha. Tebhyo dasha.
Dasha prachihi prachir dasha.
Dasha prachihi prachir dasha. Dasha prachihi prachir dasha.
Dasha dakshina dakshina dasha.
Dasha dakshina dakshina dasha. Dasha dakshina dakshina dasha.
So please, everybody has to be chanting with me, not listening to her. After I say, you have to practice 2 times, everybody, okay? Dasha pratichi pratichir dasha.
Dasha pratichihi pratichir dasha. Dasha pratichihi pratichir dasha.
Dashodicihi udichir dasha.
Dashodicihi udicir dasha. Dashodicihi udicir dasha.
Dashordhvaha urdhvastebhyagha.
Dashordhvaha urdhvastebhyah दशोर्ध्वाः ऊर्ध्वास्तेभ्यः
तेभ्यो नमः
तेभ्यो नमः तेभ्यो नमः
नमस्ते ते नः
नमस्ते ते नः नमस्ते ते नः
नो मृडयन्तु
नो मृडयन्तु नो मृडयन्तु
मृडयन्तु ते
मृडयन्तु ते मृडयन्तु ते
तेयं
तेयं तेयं
यन्द्विष्मः द्विष्मो यः
यन्द्विष्मः द्विष्मो यः यन्द्विष्मः द्विष्मो यः
यश्च चनः
यश्च चनः यश्च चनः
नो द्वेष्टि द्वेष्टितम्
नो द्वेष्टि द्वेष्टितम् नो द्वेष्टि द्वेष्टितम्
तं वः तं वः
तं वः तं वः
There is an example of Dveshti tam vaha. So that tam is followed by va. See now that vaha, how is said is tam vaha o jambhe
तं वः वोजम्भेः तं वः वोजम्भे
jambhe dadhami
जम्भे दधामि जम्भे दधामि
dadhamiti dadhami
दधामीति दधामि दधामीति दधामि
that completes 1350 words. 1350 words. How did I come up with that number?
27
27
Panasas.
27 times 50, yes. Paying attention. So let's now chant this whole beautiful last rook. Om Namo Rudrebhyah Rudrebhyo ye Prithivyam ye Antarikshe ye divi eshamannam अन्नो वातः वातो वर्षं वर्षमिषवः इषवस्तेभ्यः तेभ्यो दश प्राचीर्दश दक्षिणा दश प्रतीचिः प्रतीचिर्दश दशोदीचिः उदीचिर्दश दशोर्ध्वाः ऊर्ध्वास्तेभ्यः तेभ्यो नमः नमस्ते तेनः नो मृडयन्तु मृडयन्तु ते यं यन्द्विष्मः द्विष्मो यः यश्च च नः ओ द्वेष्टि द्वेष्टितं तं वः ओ जम्भे जम्भे दधामि दधामीति दधामि ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. This I don't know what Swami is doing. Yesterday I had an opportunity to do a webinar satsang with mostly lovely South Africa devotees, sharing my experience about Mantra Pushpam, going back in time almost 20 years. And I was part of that Central San Jose Sai Center and the whole experience of Mantra Pushpam. Today, in this particular satsang, a similar experience happened right after that. In 2006, we went to Puttaparthi. In 2007, Swami did Atirudra Mahayajnam. In 2006, when we went to Puttaparthi, long story short, there was this whole experience of Mantra Pushpam as an interfaith chant and how it relates to Bhagwan's logo with the flower representing various faiths in each petal. That is Mantra Pushpam. Pushpam is flower. Mantra is actually that which is represented as a symbolism. Mananat Trayate iti mantraha. You should listen to, I will post the link to yesterday's webinar. Many of us chant Mantra Pushpam, but we have no context of what Bhagwan's, because he is the Veda Purusha. We are totally missing from that awareness, only chanting mantras. And once you get into Bhagwan's and stay true to Bhagwan, holding his feet constantly, not jumping, holding this feet one time, leaving this feet, holding another feet that time, not like that. Then what happens is, he will truly take you to the experience that can be relatable to every single being, not relatable only to a group of people or a set of people. So that whole Mantra Pushpam experience was that when we went to Puttaparthi, and the last day we had the opportunity to be sitting in the mandir, the entire Sacramento Sai Center, Central San Jose, my mind is now programmed to Central San Jose Sai Center. And then I was sitting in the mandir, and right before me there were a lot of priests sitting. I have no idea why all these priests are seated in the mandir. Bhagwan comes inside after the bhajan. He is sitting in the chair, and he asks this priest to chant. And these priests start chanting Rudram. And when these priests were chanting Rudram, I was sitting right behind them, pretty close to Swami. And then several times he's looking at me, he's smiling. And all these brothers who learned Rudram for that first batch of Rudram in San Jose, they were also chanting. Lo and behold, after the whole thing was over, there was a gentleman with long hair that goes to Swami's chair. And Swami gets down from the chair and he was going around talking to all these priests. He was right in front of me, and then he was talking to a priest, but he's looking at me and talking to him. That is what has happened is that he was doing audition of Rudram chanting for the priests who were coming to conduct the very first Atirudra Mahayajna in Puttaparthi in 2007. Along with auditioning all these priests, we were fortunate to be auditioned by Bhagwan himself directly for chanting Rudram. And when after that happened, that evening, there was a beautiful play by Japanese called Veda, the Breath of Sai. And Swami materialized a ring for the boy who played the main character. And the whole play was about how Japanese learned Rudram. They don't even have the script, how to write down these mantras. Most of it they had to really learn by listening and repeating. I'm not praising one particular sect of people or anything, but Japanese are really such beautiful souls. They have so much of love and discipline. The discipline is absolutely phenomenal. And after the play was over, Swami calls these two European boys and put a mic in front of them, asked them to chant. And they started chanting Sri Suttam or some other chant. I think it was Sri Suttam. And what he was doing was, in the whole day, was in the morning, he auditioned the priests. In the afternoon, he's asking this Japanese play on Vedas. And right after that, he's asking Europeans to chant. He's showing the whole world, hey guys, listen, the whole world will be chanting Vedas because of the grace of Sai. The whole world chants Vedas now, only because of the word of Sai and the grace of Sai. The year after, in 2008, in California, we conducted the first Atirudra Parayanam, probably ever conducted in USA by that time. This is 2008. None of these groups, I know have conducted any Atirudra Mahayajnam before that in America. Swami told personally on 8/8/2008. I remember these dates also. 8/8/2008 in Kulwant. No yajna in America, only do Parayanam. No yajna in America yet. So in Sanatana Dharma Kendra, the very first Atirudra Parayanam, probably there was no Sai center outside of India at that point of time that even conducted Veda classes. This was 2003 I'm talking about. How I'm sharing that not with pride, I'm sharing that with gratefulness. How grateful one has to be inspired by this Lord, that you start Veda classes without knowing Vedas. and then also become completely empty, so that the God really wants to fill you with what He desires to fill, not you want to fill your head with. If you understood each of those, it's not what you want to fill your head with, it is keeping the head so empty that God has the opportunity to fill it with what He wants to fill. So we were doing this Atirudra Parayana in Sanatana Dharma Kendra. And it was before Kartika Purnima. This was Swami's 83rd birthday, which, by the way, in itself is an incredible experience sharing, which I won't get into right now. Some of these things I have not even spoken publicly. The Mantra Pushpam thing, heart to heart, Radio Sai in 2006, after the Parthi trip, they published an article in Heart to Heart, Radio Sai, about the whole experience of Mantra Pushpam. So what happened was, during this offering of first Atirudra Parayanam, in the vision that morning on the Kartika Purnima, which is the culmination of the Parayanam, or one of the days of the Parayanam, then Swami asked, do you know where in Rudram Trishulam is mentioned in Rudram? At that time, I had to start from Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya to understand where Trishulam is. And my mind was chanting Rudram so fast, trying to find where Trishulam is in the Rudram. And he waited for a few seconds literally, and then he says, where, which mantra has Trishulam? And then I was saying, Swami, I can't find Trishulam. He said, what do you mean? Rudram is all about Shiva. There is no mention of Trishulam in Rudram? What are you talking? Oh, Swami, I only find bows, arrows, swords, all those things. No Trishulam. Are, what is this? Wow, the picture of Shiva always has a Trishulam. No Trishulam. Then I know he was up to something. I said, Swami, I give up. Surrender. Then he said, Trishulam is the very last mantra in Namaka. I said, Trishulam is the last mantra of the Namakam? What is he talking about? Swami chanted the mantra. And at that point, I did not even know that that mantra has three portions. Prithvivyam Annam, Antarikshe Vataha, Divi Varsham. I did not know there are those three components. And then he chanted each line separately. That in itself was different from me at that time. And then Swami said, this is Trishulam. Prithvivyam Annam, Antarikshe Vataha, Divi Varsham. And then this is the Trishulam of Satya Sai. Prithvivyam Annam, Grama Seva. Antarikshe Vataha, hospitals. Divi Varsham, water project. And he said, this is the Trishulam of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. The entire essence of Sri Rudram is embedded as service mission of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai. Entire Sri Rudram is Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai. You show me any other divine being that has done those three things with such meticulous attention to service, with all those Rudras. How many Rudras in Grama Seva? How many Rudras working for hospitals? How many Rudras participated in water project? Namo Rudrebhyaha. To all those Rudras doing Grama Seva, to all those Rudras doing hospital Seva, to all those Rudras doing the water and bringing rain from up above, conducting Atirudra Mahayajna, to all those Rudras and Rudranis, without any idea of what separates us, without any idea that gives scope for separation. What is that separation? If you do a yajna, why do you have to separate Rutviks by caste, creed, religion, gender, age, all those things? Why? By affiliation, all that stuff. If you do that, you are not doing Dveshti Tamvo Jambe Dathami. This is now the gentleman with long hair, who was the first chief priest of the yajna, Veda Brahmasri, Professor Nanjunda Dikshit, how Swami connected this soul with that soul, so that together, Namo Rudrebhyo ye Prithvivyam ye Antarikshe ye Divi Esham Annam Vatav Varshamishavasteebhyo Dashaprachi. He is the instrument of Bhagavan that opened up the Sri Rudram and giving opportunity to all those yajnas. And one sister sent me a beautiful long email on how she came to Tiruvannamalai, because of grace of Bhagwan, all the way from North India, taking a train, didn't even know where she was going, and how she came and landed in Tiruvannamalai. And then, she went around Parikrama, and then was sitting in a hotel. Somebody comes and tells her, "Hey, did you come, Sai Ram?" And they said, "Was Sai Ram? Did you come for the yajna here?" And then she says, "What yajna? I don't even know what yajna you're talking about." And then she came to participate in the yajna, all the way coming from North India, without even knowing about the yajna. You see how Swami fills the people to come to a place when he wills it, not when. So you have to really pray, Swami, it is your will. It is this is complete surrender, so that may I be part of these Rudras and Rudranis who are conducting this yajna only for Prithivya Annam, Antarikshe Vataha, Divi Varsham. 5 minutes over, about 5 minutes. Jai Sai Ram. That concludes the Namakam Kramapatham. And tomorrow we'll look at Triyambakai Yajamahe. And that's what we'll study. And imagine what it is that during this Navaratri, when all the Rudras in Prashanti Nilayam go from village to village to do Grama Seva, Swami's emphasis during Navaratri is to do Seva, service for the students. So there is service happening, and there is the chant, the Yajna happening, Veda Saptaha Mahayajnam is happening, Navaratri celebration is happening, and in Vrindavan there is Chandi part going on every day, and in Puttaparthi there is Yajnam going on every day, and in Sacramento both are happening. This is the love of Swami. This is the love of Swami. Nothing more than that. And let us be in that love. Let us all be nourished by that love. Let that love inspire and stimulate our intellects. And may the study of this Rudram make us abolish anything that separates us. And may we all be blessed and stay blessed. Jai Sai Ram. We'll meet. Are there any questions or comments? And then we'll go from there to Kshama Prarthana. Okay, you're all anxious to get out and do something else. Jai Sai Ram. Yadakshar Padabhrashtam, Sri Vidya.
यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव नारायण नमोऽस्तु ते। विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर। अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर। हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु। स्वस्तिः प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः। गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं। समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।